Hello, people of the internet. Good afternoon, and good evening. We are continuing with the viewer requests. If you didn't know, over on the community page, I put up a post asking for viewer suggestions for MVs to watch. Didn't have to be anything recent, just anything that the viewers suggested. I would go and watch while we have a little bit of downtime in the release schedule. That post will be up until the afternoon of the 25th my time, BST. Until then, that post will be open, so when this video goes up and you have some last minute requests you want to put in, hop on over there and I'll try and get around to get those reaction videos out sometime throughout the week. Anyways, today, for this video, thank you Dr. Mum T for the suggestion to check out Kingdom's debut MV Excalibur. Now, I have not, from memory, if I remember correctly, have not watched the MV for this. I have heard the song before. In fact, I dabble with a little bit of Kingdom music here and there. My favorite is Burn, the B-side from the Black Crown era album. I don't know what it is about that song, but I quite like it. But I've quite enjoyed their title tracks, and frankly, I love the concept that they're going for. So, for those of you who don't know, Kingdom is using a concept where every single era and every single member is representing a ruler throughout history. So for the debut, the title track is called Excalibur. Also, the name of the legendary sword and stone wielded by King Arthur, High King of Britain, Lord of Camelot. How cool is that? As a history nerd, I love this. I love learning about new history, or just immersing myself in all this different type of history that I'm not used to learning. And just that a K-pop group has taken the idea of historical rulers and run and made an actual K-pop group with it is tremendously exciting. So, Kingdom's Excalibur MV. They debuted February, so they'll be coming up on 2 years soon, which is very exciting for them. And I think they had a member change at some point recently, but still pumping out new music. And this group always has me excited, because regardless of if I like the song or not, it's a concept based around a historical figure. That's very cool. No one else is doing this. So, my history nerd brain is ready. My musical brain is ready. Time to immerse myself in a very impactful debut, in my opinion. So here we go. Kingdom's Excalibur. 3, 2, 1. No captions on this one. I couldn't find any. Oh, I love how atmospheric the soundstage is for this. Unsheathing the soul from the storm. This pre-chorus still hits so hard, but the MV itself is really pretty. This build. YouTube processing is not liking the high contrast, but there's the harmony. It's a really gorgeous MV. Like, the color grading is, for someone who's just been like sitting in front of a computer kind of all day, is a little bit much for my eyes. But the way the shots are composed is so pretty. Like, especially these wide cinematic shots as well. But what this song does really well, and what Kingdom as a group does so well, is sound staging. They're in all their songs. Like, you can really feel like the expanseness of the scenery through the music. And of course, who doesn't love some water choreo? It's like a little like warbling interlude part here is also extremely cinematic. But look at that! The way these shots are filmed is so cool. Give me this delay drop. Yeah, YouTube does not like this water choreo scene because it is pixelating it to high heaven and back, but these last 15 seconds is what I mean by when the sound staging is so pretty. Yes, the lead into the next era. We'll let it play out. Chills, absolute chills. What Kingdom does so well with their MVs and their music is they really make the listener feel the environment that the song is set in. So especially with this Excalibur, like, this is a debut, and if you just say you were to listen to the song without the MV, just listen to it on the album, even then you can still tell just how expansive the world is that this song is set in, because the way the sound just reverbs into the ether and just how rich and full the entire song is amazing. And the MV, oh man, it's not the most expensive MV in the world, but it doesn't need to be, because the shots they use, like the wide pan shots they use, are so cinematic and pretty. The uptight, close, like, facial shots are lit so gorgeously, and you can really tell, like, the emotion on the member's face, whether it's like they're trying to be mean mugging, or they're trying to show anguish, or whatever it might be. And the choreo, the sword choreo. Who else does sword choreo? Yes, the song is called Excalibur, which kind of makes sense why there is sword choreo in the first place, but when you get group choreo that may or may not include backup dancers, it's usually, done with the hands, limbs, the body as a whole. Sometimes you get things like flags, sometimes you get guns. When we're talking about ATEEZ's Symphony No. 9 from the Wonderland performance on Kingdom, the show. You could have flags, you could have handkerchiefs, you can have canes, but sword choreo. It's kind of ingrained into the human mind what a sword does, right? It slashes, it cuts, it stabs. It's meant as a fighting weapon that is wielded by a warrior of some sort, right? It doesn't matter if it's a katana or a scimitar or a long sword. The human brain, we're kind of taught that a bladed weapon like that is meant for violence and death and so on, for combat. So when you, the viewer, sees, I'm gonna try and find it. It's this. It's that whole sequence of the silhouetted filming with all the swords surrounding the main member. Who is that? Arthur the member? I don't actually know. I don't know enough about the members themselves, but when you see the singular sword flying through the air and then all of a sudden just plunge into the person, or at least the way it's filmed, right? You see all the background dancers just collapse on the ground like they've been stabbed. You, the viewer, the only way to perceive that is that that sword has just stabbed somebody, and then just that background dancers are exemplifying what has just happened to that main character within the scene. You can't get impactful choreo like that normally. With prop choreo, like, using a prop in your choreography can accentuate a lot of things, but when your brain, without even needing to tell it that it's a sword, and it immediately knows the sword and it has just taken a life on stage, and that's accentuated by the fact that all the background dancers are collapsing like they've just been slain by that weapon, really hammers home into your brain just how impactful that scene is. And just, what a concept. What a concept. It's. I definitely don't give them enough love because I am a sucker for their concept. Like, I saw it in the comments. So, Era 1, Arthur's Excalibur. Era 2, King Cloud choose Karma. Karma's actually a pretty good song. Ivan's Black Crown. Don Louis. King Louis. Next era, Mujin. I'm not too familiar with East Asian history, so I don't know much about like the actual history behind Seichu and Mujin, and I don't actually know who Dan is, but that's besides the point. It's they're doing something so refreshing, concept wise, not in terms of like sound, because I bet many groups can pull off a sound similar to what Kingdom are doing, but they're going with a visual concept, and they're going with like a thematic concept that no one is doing, and uniqueness stands out if given enough attention. And I feel like Kingdom, well, I think it's comfortable to say that they're gaining traction. They're not like cream of the crop when it comes to boy groups. There's a handful of groups that have kind of hit that title, and but I don't think they need to, because they, just like my old group Dreamcatcher, have a concept that they've stuck with since their debut, and they're going with it regardless of if it's successful or not. And that's so cool. This tenacity and just fighting through struggles until you make it is such a feel good story. And I love their stuff. So, again, I rambled a lot, but I genuinely am passionate about this group. And I'm so curious to see where their next era is going to go. But that's it from me today. Again, thank you. I've forgotten your name already. I am so sorry. Dr. Mom T, thank you very much for your suggestion. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. The MV was, it'd been hyped up for me, but it was so much more than I was expecting. The song is still great. And yeah. Again, if you want to leave your last minute suggestions in the community post, please go and do that. The afternoon of the 25th is when I'm just gonna cut off suggestions, just because it's gonna get busy at the end of January, anyways. So get your comments in there if you would like, and yeah, that's it for me today. If you want to see more, channel icon is up there. You can find the back catalog stuff watched in the past. Drop a subscription if you want to keep up to date with whenever I upload new videos. And if you want to watch another video of mine right away, YouTube recommends you watch that video down there. And until next time, goodbye.